Ladies and gentlemen, you are watching yet another episode of Virtualy Shenanigans of 1977. It's time for Virtually Purchase Acquisitions, where our host has bought something on the internet. What is it? Well, watch this video and find out for yourself. So, ladies and gentlemen, here's the man that will bring you what he has bought on the internet, Eric M. Lima. Thank you very much, Mr. Announcer, sir. Well, hello there, everyone. Welcome to yet another episode of Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977, episode 2038, ladies and gentlemen. That's right. And I don't know if you noticed, I know you might say, Eric, what's up with the new suitcase in the back? My boss found that at work this morning. He said, hey, Eric, you want a suitcase? I looked at it, and I looked at my black suitcase. I figured, time to change up. So that's what I did. I changed it up. So I left a black suitcase at the mall. I put all my stuff in this new suitcase right over here, and it looks good, you know. So I'm very, very happy about that, and I'm very, very looking forward to using that because I think it's a little bit stronger and all that. But however, we know we got NXT tonight, Fallout from Vengeance Day. We got lots to talk about in that situation. We have Jordynne Grace saying that she's making her appearance as an official member of the NXT roster tonight. You got another, Ricky Starks will be signing his contract as to become an official member of the NXT roster. This is going to be, NXT is getting great, and we're going to find out what's up with the four gentlemen, and we know who they are by name, as well as individual names, but the question is, who are they collectively? What's their mission? Why they're here? And then we'll probably have the fallout from the betrayal of the D'Angelo family by Izzy Dame. What is Sean Spears doing here? He's got a collection of talent. You got Brooks Jensen, Nico Vance, and now Izzy Dame's joined the ranks, along with Sean Spears. So we'll find out later tonight on NXT what that's all about. As you now know, that Roxanne Perez has moved up to the Raw roster. So, you know, a lot of people would love to see a Roxanne EO match at WrestleMania. I would love to see a Roxanne EO match at WrestleMania. You know, Roxanne can be, if she wants to be really put to the test, that's the way I think it should go. You know, but we'll see what happens. You know, we'll see what happens. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I got two packages that just came in today. Just came in not too long ago, a few minutes ago, actually. Better late than never. And, so we'll find out what the story is, what the deal here is. So we're going to open up the first package. And, it's a t-shirt. It is Rocky Point. Now, I want to give you a little bit of history. Okay. Oh, it's cold. It's a cold shirt. And, yep. Here we go. Let's take this sticker off. All right. I want to tell you a little history about Rocky Point, okay? Now, for those of you who do not know what Rocky Point is, I'm going to show you the shirt first. You know, there it is, Warwick Neck, Rhode Island. Now, I want to tell you about the history of Rocky Point. Now, Rocky Point was an amusement park in Rhode Island, Warwick Neck, Rhode Island. Now, back in the day, it was an amusement park. Now it's just a regular state park. It had many, many rides, like the Enterprise. When I first went on, I thought it would just go, you know, around like in a, you know, circular motion, but it went up and turned to a Ferris wheel, and I'm like, holy crap! I was scared out of my mind. Never was, you know, was afraid of heights, man. I never thought. So that was it was the first time I went to Rocky Point, actually. So, then they had the iconic House of Horrors. I went in there for the first time. Never wanted to go in there again. Although nowadays, let's just say that nowadays, if they brought back Rocky Point Amusement Park and they had brought back the House of Horrors, I'll just go in there with a couple of friends of mine, just sit there and do my Undertaker impression just to scare them. This is the Undertaker. Welcome to the House of Horrors. Rest in peace. Eric, shut up! Okay. How'd you know it was me? You're the only one that does wrestling, you moron. Then you go in there with a guy and go, whap! How'd you know it was me that did the Undertaker impression? You're the only one that was wrestling. That would have been great. That would have been a great thing. I said, hey, I should have gone, hey, I'm going back in the House of Horrors, man. Who wants to go with me? Now are you doing your Undertaker impression? Well, I'm sorry. I thought it was going to be funny. Hey, sometimes you're scared, you do something to make yourself feel good, like being funny. Yeah. Yeah, Rocky Point, I was introduced to Rocky Point by the after-school program of the YMCA. The director was Karen Chin, which, God bless her. You know, Karen Chin was one of my good friends, and met a lot of amazing people. Before she passed away, I did reconnect with Susan Manning, and God rest her soul. She was one of the counselors there. She always liked me as and it was really cool of her. Like I was her favorite person, so I thought it was really super super cool. And just to reconnect with her and talk to her physically before she passed on, it was I was so glad to meet her. I had met her, and when she passed on, went to her funeral and all that. We did a celebration of life, and she gave me my first nickname, Whammy, from Press Your Luck. So, yep. So this shirt does remind me of bring back great memories and great friends and all that. So this was a shirt that I will never forget. And finally having this in my hand, it's really really cool. So I'll probably get to wear it this Thursday and all that. So I am very happy about this. Okay, I'm glad it came in today. Well, I got another package here. Let's open it. I always like if I buy a shirt that has a store that's no longer there, I've always liked to tell its history and what memories I have of it. It's the coolest thing ever. I'm probably the most nostalgic person you guys are ever going to meet. And I'm the most nostalgic person on the internet. Instead of, that's why I don't talk about politics or religion and all that. I'll go back in the day and talk about some of the stuff in pop culture that was very popular. So, and this is the other shirt of a store that I used to go to in South Dartmouth, Massachusetts. It used to be here. There was one here in New Bedford, which I did not know about until recently. All right. So, there we go. All right. Here we are. Okay, now this is a shirt of a store that I used to go to when I was little, when I was in my younger days. I don't know why I smelled it. Anyways, it's called Mars Bargain Land USA. Now, Mars Bargain Land, not the planet. We're talking a store, an actual store. It was called Mars Bargain Land. I forget where the name came from and how it came about, but there were two stores, one here in New Bedford back in the day, and there was one in South Dartmouth. And that one in South Dartmouth morphed into the Big Value outlet, but now it finally closed its doors, and I think the building's going to come down. So Mars Bargain Land. Now, Mars Bargain Land was a store that my family and I used to go to when I was little, and I think we got our family portrait done there. I think one time. I think our family portrait, when I was little, our family portrait was done there one time. I believe I have a picture of me, and my biological parents. You would think now, I'm still living with my biological dad. Don't worry about it. My biological dad's still alive, and he's here. My biological mother, though, passed away 13 years ago, unfortunately. So, but this was a really, really cool. This was a really cool store to go to, and I remember. Now, when I talked about the Rocky Point shirt, the after school program, it was called the YMCA Latchkey program at the time, and at that program, I had a crush on one of the girls that was there, attended. Her name was Amy Castile. Funnily enough, I left the program when I left Parker School. I haven't seen her since I left Parker School because the Latchkey program had 3 different schools that housed these programs. Parker School was one of them, which was one I went to. Gomes School and Hayden McFadden, which is like not far from over here. I think it's that way. Yeah, it's about not far from where I live. Hayden McFadden, or Haymack, that was nicknamed. So yeah, a couple blocks from where I live right now, but a couple blocks from my home here. Crazy part about that was, then the Gomes School was removed and was in favor of Denison Memorial. And what they did was they started moving parts around, moving kids around from, some from Hayden McFadden, some from Parker School, and I was one of the people from Parker School, one of the kids in Parker School that moved from Parker to Denison Memorial. Now, I left Denison Memorial back in October '85 or '86. I think it was October of '86. I do believe, because I remember being introduced to being a Red Sox fan back in '86 by the counselors at Denison Memorial at the time, Eddie DiBertoli, Joe Nebbs and all that. Joe Nebbs is now the new director there. Sean Hargraves, God rest his soul, was the director until his passing. What was I saying? Oh yeah. So Mars was still running at the time. Was still around at Mars was still around at the time, which is really, really crazy. When I went, so I usually go to the toy section, and I usually pick out a deck of cards that I wanted to buy and stuff. So, one day, my dad and my new stepmom at the time, we went to Mars, and the kids. So I said, Dad, I want to go to the toy section. Dad goes, go ahead. As I was zooming by the cashiers, the cashier lines and all that, the young lady that noticed me and started following me, and I was like, and she heard, hey, Eric. It was my first crush, Amy Castile. So we talked, we had shared memories, and then the intercom called her over. Okay. I see ya, talking about all the memories that we had, Super Mario Brothers, and, all the goofy stuff that we remember. So that was a great memory. So, and I figured Mars Bargain Land was one of the coolest stores I ever went to. See, I'm very nostalgic. I'm probably the most nostalgic person y'all gonna meet here. And when I buy stuff, mostly it's all nostalgia, because I probably am the most nostalgic person y'all going to meet. Seriously, it's crazy. I know a lot of you young kids out there, you young guys, young folks out there thinking, okay, why is this guy doing the YouTube thing? You shouldn't, get off YouTube, Grandpa, and all that. Nah, I'm not going to get off YouTube because I'm not living up to the younger generation's expectations or something like that. No, I like to be nostalgic and talk about nostalgic things. And, I grew up in the 80s and 90s, and that's the most, that's the coolest thing about it, And I look at these shirts that, I want to feel like, hey, I'm nostalgic, I have shirts of game shows like Bullseye and Tic-Tac-Toe. I'm trying to make a Joker's Wild shirt so I can wear that. The coolest thing about it is look at these shirts. To me, we see the signs on these shirts, the pictures on these shirts. They bring back memories, like Mars Bargain Land. It brought back the memory of because that was the last time I saw my first crush, Amy Castile, over at Mars, and that was years ago, many moons ago, probably late '86 into '87. or 88 or 89. It was so surreal. Even my stepmom thought it was funny. And hey, you never know who you're going to run into. That's the crazy part about that. and it's a super connection with this one too. It's like the latchkey program that I attended to when I was a kid and these two shirts had like a major connection to it. Rocky Point and Mars Bargain Land. It's crazy, And I gotta tell you, I have to admit, this is one of the coolest things about it. When I knew that the internet would change my life, and in crazier ways have been done. Basically, whether it be and who would have thought it would help me reconnect with old friends, and then reconnect with some of the things that I grew up watching or listening to, like grew up watching Saturday Supercade. Got a T-shirt of that. Kid Video. I'm gonna make a T-shirt of that. Kid Video, the cartoon. Filmation's Ghostbusters. I got the DVD sets. I got the He-Man She-Ra DVD sets. GoBots. And all these Hulk Hogan's working on all these cartoons. And for me, the internet is my personal time machine. And, while I reconnect with new friends and, new people and just get to talk to people I see on TV like wrestlers, like I said, it's just a surreal thing. The major thing is I've always liked to use my internet as like my own personal time machine. Like I want to go back, to the days of, and I just cannot believe it. I have the ability to play old school video games on a new thing, on a new screen on modern day television, modern day TV screens. I'm like, okay, I want to get this hyped up, and it's just really cool. The beauty of technology and what technology is all about, man. It's I say it's totally gnarly at this point, and I love it. You know what I mean? It's crazy. It's super crazy that way, and it's going to be surreal. I personally believe that it's going to be. I personally feel that that's why, and just be able to buy stuff and it's like Rocky Point and Mars Bargain Land USA. Bring back memories, man. I got a Zare shirt, Kmart shirt. Now, some of the malls that were around are no longer around, and their memories live on through pictures, man. The old saying, take a picture, it lasts longer. I'm going to start writing a blog about my nostalgic, I'm going to start to get a new YouTube show called My Nostalgic Life, because I'm at that point. I'm playing game shows that I grew up watching back in the day. And I never thought that would happen, I never thought I would play the Bullseye Bonus Island. I never thought I would try to beat the devil and try to beat the dragon on Joker's Wild and Tic-Tac-Toe respectively. I never thought I would play against the Whammy on Pressure Luck. Never thought I would do that, and play, and call cards high and low on Card Sharks, for goodness sake. Never thought I did any of that stuff. I never thought I would play video games that I never thought I would play, that I never played before. And I never thought I would play Alien vs. Predator. I thought I'd never play Cadillacs and Dinosaurs. Or Red Earth or any of these games, I never thought we'd reconnect playing some ColecoVision games online, for goodness sakes. It's crazy, it's just a crazy life that I'm living in. Yeah, it is, like Ricky Martin once said, I'm living la vida loca, and it is, when it comes to the internet, yeah, you live a crazy life, So once again, hey, I'm wearing an old school T-shirt, old school cartoon, the Ant and the Aardvark. I mean, come on, I mean, who, the old Three Stooges cartoon, the Robotnik Stooges, you get to relive memories of old school wrestling back in the day. It's unbelievable. So once again, the shirts that I got from Amazon, Rocky Point Amusement Park, Warwick Neck, Rhode Island. The iconic, when you drive through the iconic arches here, I will never forget the joke. My pastor is so funny. I went to Rocky Point 4 times. Twice with the Latchkey program, back-to-back years in 84 and 83 and 84. And then 2 more years, 88 and 95, because I remember going in 88 because I know my mom couldn't go. She was pregnant at the time, so one of my friend's wives from our church stood behind to be with her, which is really super cool. Because, and Dad said, Eric, let's go. We're going to Rocky Point. And I went to Rocky Point, had a great time. Then the second time I went in 95 was with the youth group and of our church. And I remember I was hopping my pastor's car, Pastor Dave. My pastor's always got a sense of humor. We drove by a Hooters. Hey, let's go in there and get a sandwich. I was like, let's not say we did. I think my friend Josh Vieira made that quote. Let's not say we did. And, so Rocky Point brings back a lot of memories there. So I thought, it was really cool. Rocky Point. So exciting. I remember the jingle, too. The jingle, it brings back memories. Then you got Mars Bargain Land. I usually buy playing cards there and all that good stuff. I should make a shirt for Cove Discount Center or something like that. But Mars Bargain Land, folks, right there. Yeah, Mars Bargain Land. What a fun store that is. That was. I missed them both. Missed both of those places. Anyways, I gotta get off here because in about less than an hour, about 55 minutes, NXT, big NXT, Fallout from Vengeance Day, on the road to stand and deliver, WrestleMania season. Woo! We're going, folks. That's how it is. So, I want to thank everybody for tuning in to episode 2038 of Eric Lima Shenanigans 1977, episode 92 of Virtually Purchase Acquisitions. That's right. And I think the first time this month. So we're halfway through February. And rumor has it we're supposed to get some little snow on Thursday, but it doesn't look like there's going to be much. It's not going to be a big snow event. Not a significant snow event like it was. I mean, probably the Cape and Islands are going to get more than its fair share. But us, hey, listen, the upside, as my friend Jordan would say, it's adventure time, or in this case, it's Tiffy time. No, I'm looking. I think if I run into my cousin Tiffany, I'm going to say it's Tiffy time. I haven't seen my cousin, any of my cousins in quite a while, so I kind of do miss them, to be totally honest. But hopefully I'll run into them again soon. I do. I have one cousin lives in Rhode Island right now, and we got to do some reconnecting. You know what I mean? I love reconnecting with family. Family's cool. Family's important. Makes me nostalgic. Once again with the nostalgia talk. Yeah. So I will see you guys later. Guys, have a wonderful day and a wonderful night, actually. Stay warm. It's really, really burr out there. It's going to be cold tomorrow. It's going to be cold Thursday. Here's the upside. The upside about, during this winter. 1, I didn't have to worry about snow shoveling once. 2, I'm only working 5 days a week, even though the downside is you lose money and lose hours. But the upside is you get an extra day off of rest and relaxation. And yeah, and 3, the only thing I have to worry about is basically get home. But I got a Highlander that is very, very helpful. So, but I didn't have to worry about driving into major blizzards or anything like that so far, which is good. Like I said, the only storm that these past 2 storms that we had over the weekend, it's like every weekend in February. It's like might be 2014 all over again. The only difference is I don't have to worry about shoveling any snow or staying over late at the mall. It's all good. So a lot of changes have been made. So so I decided I'm going to take the week of my birthday off just to rest and get, not only just to physically relax and rejuvenate, but get my brain to relax because a lot of changes have been happening. I found out Forever 21's closing at the mall as well. Didn't that open like a couple of years ago? It's like back and forth, open, close, open, close. What's going on? So I'll see you guys later. You guys have a wonderful, blessed day. And until the next episode comes rolling around, because we got NXT tonight, I got to report on, all right? Until then, Mr. Announcer, take us home. That is all for today's episode. This is your announcer speaking for Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. A Big Beefy E, door for Bob Saget Productions, and in association with a Raven Bofa Telepictures and Distribution. Thank you for watching today's episode. Tune in next time for another episode of Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. Goodbye for now.